because I've been thinking about, all right, well, I can see why people were captivated by it. Someone I know who is not a Roman fan whatsoever saw it and said, "Oh, I like that version of Roman Reigns," and I immediately went, "Oh, because he had to show some vulnerability." And the Roman we saw on Friday, for the first time, I would have to say, in 4+ years, 5 years, the Roman we saw on Friday night was vulnerable, was emotionally vulnerable. Now, maybe there were times in his run as champion and dominating the company where he was vulnerable, but we didn't see it. But in his booking, in every promo he did, you couldn't shake him. You couldn't shake him. You can knock him down. He'd get back up. He'd find a way. Whatever it is. Legal, illegal, what you name it, he did what he had to do to stay on top. There was no real vulnerability, nor should there have been. There was no sympathy garnered. He, for the first time in years, garnered sympathy. And that is a turn that is necessary for you to get behind him. Because if it's too easy and he can be a babyface who was just as dominant as he was as a heel, he doesn't need me to cheer for him then. He's got it covered. I don't have anything to get behind. He's resumed his dominance. Some people will still love that. But you want to find that reason to care about him, not just appreciate his dominance. If you can care about him, Cody Rhodes has gotten people to care about him. Now, as I have argued, since winning the championship, I don't think he's ever been in danger of losing the championship. I don't think he's been in peril nearly enough. I don't think he's had nearly enough obstacles thrown in his way as a first-time babyface champion. It still feels like he's been on some, victory lap. He doesn't stay down for long. And he's the guy, I get it. But the reason we loved Cody, if you did, is because you went on that journey with him. It's why it made sense that if they were going to put him in at Rumble last year at number 30, he shouldn't have won at WrestleMania. That would have been too easy. That would have been too kind of old school booking. There you go. Let's roll out the golden brick road, right, to be in the top of the top of the mountain, that guy. If Cody went in at the Rumble last year at 30, won, and then beat Roman, once again, not enough obstacles in his way. What got people behind Cody Rhodes? Okay, he doesn't beat Roman. This, the picture. The chicken. And now the road restarts. And one day later, the road restarts with him getting dumped by Brock Lesnar. And now you have thrown the biggest possible obstacle in Cody's way, not named Roman Reigns in the bloodline. You threw Brock Lesnar in his way. And he had to go from April to August with a little Dominic in between trying to take him down. And he did. And Brock raised his hand. Then he started to pick off the bloodline, and he got Jay off of SmackDown. Oh, there's a little separation there. Oh, I'll put Sammy. I don't know. Sammy and Jay are cool. And he started chipping away at the bloodline. Still, though, here's The Rock. That's another big obstacle for Cody Rhodes. He's got to win that first night. Another obstacle, doesn't win, gets pinned by The Rock. And then the Avengers ending of WrestleMania, and he finally overcomes, he finally topples Roman and the Bloodline. And it felt like an achievement. It felt like everybody was with him, just like they were a year before. They were even more with him this year because he garnered sympathy, because he was vulnerable. I don't think he's been presented that way ever since he won the championship. I think it's part of the reason, and you cannot deny this, that since Roman's come back, if he's on the show, his stuff's the biggest. It feels the biggest. And this is not a knock on what Cody's doing with Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. It's not at all. It's not. I love what they're doing. Those top two programs in the main event of SmackDown, and I'll answer Nerdy Dude's question right here. I have a question, Matt. Do you think right now SmackDown is the overall better show compared to Raw when it comes to consistency? I think their big stuff is bigger. I go at least that far. But am I wrong? All right. This is my perception, but I want to hear what you guys think. Whether you're a member watching live or you're watching after the fact or listen on the podcast. Since Roman Reigns has come back, if you think about the moments, the matches, and the shows that him and Cody have both been on, and I'm not asking for anything more than your feeling when you watch a show with them both on. Does one feel bigger than the other? Does a segment seem to mean more than the other? Presence. I don't want to say booking, because I don't think Roman's been booked like better than Cody or stronger than Cody intentionally. But I think it's pretty clear, especially in the last month, that the main story of the company, and more importantly in this conversation, the main story and the bigger story and how it's presented, I think, has been Roman. If you look at Roman's story versus Cody's story, Roman stuff has been bigger. Cody was if you look at it, like Cody was kind of used as a side player for a couple months. And then he was kind of he was their way of bringing Roman back in. So I ask you, who feels like the bigger star, right? When you watch the show, and you might have said when Roman came back, and I said, did WWE just get a new number one guy? And I got a lot of comments about that. Mostly people saying yes. All I am saying is when you watch SmackDown, whose stuff feels bigger? Like, don't even think about it. Just think right now, like, whoa, it's Roman. If you had to pick one, knowing what they're doing right now, whose stuff is bigger? Who would you have to see? Hey, this is Matt Camp. Thanks for checking out one of our recent clips from the Wrestling Mat. Why is someone so close to The Rock kind of throwing Cody under the bus?
Yeah, a lot of people won't engage with Jim Cornette. I did, just because I have a mark for Jim Cornette.
Please subscribe right now. Hit the like and turn on notifications so you don't miss a thing. And I think you should listen to your TV partners. Let me tell you about WWE and a little insight. More subscribers means more content. And make sure you follow us on social media at WrestlingMat23 on both Twitter and Instagram.